everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville, episode number 119, recorded on August 17th, 2013. Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Apple Cider. We've got Sandy.
Yo.
And we got Ted of IDW Comics fame.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I've been packing all day, so my back is screaming, but
Hey, we're
fine.
We're giving you an excuse to take a break.
Yeah, this is a good break.
So you're, as we were talking a little pre-show, moving?
Yeah, I'm moving from Omaha, Nebraska to Minneapolis, Minnesota. So,
from Midwest to East Midwest, it sounds like.
We're all in flyover country,
Have to big transition. What's the reason for the move? Just
job stuff, heading back home.
Okay,
cool.
So you're a Minnesota native then?
Oh yeah, I'm used to the ice and snow, frozen tundra, all that nonsense.
Yeah, Vikings,
Yetis, yeah.
Yep. Nope. So are you a Wild fan or a North Stars fan? I'm not sure.
Those are basketball, right?
Okay, good. Exactly.
I got nothing.
No, that's totally fine. All right, well, cool. So let's just go ahead and run this. Sandy, how you doing?
doing pretty good. It's been a very busy week.
It has.
In Sandyland.
What have you been doing?
Oh, just a whole bunch of convention stuff. You know how that goes. We're under 3 months till Nightmare Nights. Oh, man. Everybody start noodling your arms.
Everyone start pulling the fire alarm.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't pull the fire alarm, kids. That's bad. That's bad mojo.
We're doing real good on ticket sales and completely sold out of vendors and all that fun stuff. We rolled out a new version of the site that FOB Equestria helped us put together.
You know, Ted, Nightmare Nights Dallas is not too far from Minnesota, I understand.
I think that's a little far away. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, actually. Well, who do I know in Dallas? I got some friend there I could... no, wait, she moved.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thought.
The hotel's like...
I enjoy blackmailing people on the show, so that's no problem. Don't worry. It's a common occurrence. You don't have to take any offense to it.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
But we've got Ted back on again. Obviously, we can talk about the comic that he wrote for last that we were on. He had written and had yet to publish the Pinkie comic that has since been released, and a new one is upcoming next week.
And the Pie one was really good.
Well, thank you very much. It was, like I say, it was my first professional comic, and I am thrilled at how well it turned out. In particular, I do have to give shout out to Ben Bates, the artist, who was gonna try and be on today, but he couldn't make it. Ben was a total accident. He had done other stuff for IDW. I know he's worked on their Turtles series, and I know he's also done some work for Archie Comics on
Sonic.
Sonic. That's right. And he's the heck was that?
Sorry.
That was a yelp. You
okay.
say the S word and he has flashbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
But he was just sort of next in line to draw an issue, and his stuff was phenomenal. It was great. It was fantastic. So it was a real joy to work with him. And we got to work again. We got to work together again on this new issue, the Crusaders issue, which by the time this podcast is actually out, I understand it'll be on the shelves, right? Like
absolutely. This gets released on Wednesday, and this podcast goes out on Wednesday. So,
sweet.
So
if you're listening to a recording of this podcast, then you already know that this is the issue where the Cutie Mark Crusaders get their cutie marks.
Whoa!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Not real. I just thought I'd do that to freak people out.
I went from expectations soaring to internet rage back down to normal. So,
yes.
No, I mean, one of the things going into this issue that I knew. So I'll back up a little bit. Well, I think last time I was on the show, I was hinting that there was a plan to extend the micro series to a few extra characters, and I think most of those have been announced now. We've got Spike, Celestia, and of course the Crusaders. There's a fourth character as well. I don't think that person's been announced. It's not really a huge shock. But I just I threw in pitches for all four of those, and the Crusaders one. I knew going into it, it's not like I could do a story about, hey, the Crusaders finally get their cutie marks. no, Hasbro's going to shoot that down long before I ever get to write it. So, but no, I went with a smaller story, a fun story, a wacky story. They find a strange new creature out in the woods, and they have fun with it, and becomes an honorary new member of the Crusaders.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good stuff. I'm quite happy with it. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Ben, again, turned out amazing art. It's a little bit different style this time. It's not as heavily inked, you'll notice. The line work is a little bit different. It's still great. It's still fantastic. It's a new style. There's some great splash pages in there. I can't wait.
Okay.
It's huge. It's
well,
huge.
cool. We'll delve just into all that, and also talk a little bit more about the Pinkie comic as well in just a moment. But let's we've got some stuff to run through. First off, as we always must do on the show, because it's terribly important, everything will break if this does not happen. I mean, like literally, my equipment will melt. I made a pact with some dark entity. It will all just fizzle out and explode. But I have to know your favorite character and your favorite episode.
I'm sure this is going to be the same answer I gave last time, but it's still, it is still Rarity and Suited for Success. Not to say that there haven't been other great episodes. Not to say there haven't been other, great characters. Creeping up my own personal charts lately has been Hearts and Hooves Day, actually, which just for sheer comedy value is almost unmatched. I think it's just phenomenal. I had a chance to rewatch a whole bunch of season 3, and I forgot how much I love that episode. But yeah, no, it's still Rarity, and it's still Suited for Success. That one right there, it solidified so much of what I liked about the show and what I loved about it. So
I will admit, for that particular episode, there was about 12 episodes of, so why do we care about this white one? And then that episode showed up, and it was just like, oh no, she's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, it's like, whenever there's this is one of those things where it's a character who was sort of included at the studio's request. I think I've read somewhere that when they were coming up with the cast, someone in the Hasbro chain said they wanted a character who was into fashion, and they ended up making a character who was into fashion but who was a fashion creator and a craftsperson, as it were. And so they ended up creating this character that's absolutely fantastic. So executive meddling can lead to some good things every now and then. The other one I have in mind is there was that character on Rocco, Rocco's Modern Life. Remember the doctor? What was she? She was like a puma or something. But someone at the executive meeting said that they needed a really strong female character, someone with a good hook. So they came up with this character who's a doctor. Yeah, exactly.
Hook.
Who has a hook for a hand. Yeah.
It's a good
Anyway, my point is, a little extended tangent there, but my point is, every now and then you can come up with a good bit of executive meddling that actually leads to something you like along the line.
Oh, I always wondered why she had a hook. That was great.
I know, that is literally the reason. So the creator of the show said that in an interview somewhere. That's how it happened. Love that story.
Oh, that is good. All right, well, good. There you go, Sandy. We've got Fashion Horse represented again. I know you had the month of Twilight, I suppose, is over.
Yep. Now Rarity is now Best Horse.
Well, and I mean, nothing against Twilight. The way I like to say it is, I've got a laptop covered in stickers, and I got Twilight and Rarity right next to each other. And Rarity is my favorite character, but Twilight is the character I identify with the most. So, no disrespect to anyone for that matter, but mad props to Twilight too. So.
At least one of us is a princess. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, Sandy. Who are our sponsors?
All right, well, we have 3. We've always got We Love Fine, the folks who make all sorts of fun, fantastic, licensed pony stuff. They've added a whole bunch of new canvas bags, Equestria Par Avion. They have the derpy bag, it's like $40. They've gotten a bunch of new shirts. And the winners of their recent contest the villains contest has been posted. So you can get all that fun stuff, the Discords and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They made a vertical messenger bag that has the Octavia and vinyl design done by... Who did this one? Casey Boxley. That's really nice. So, yay, pony messenger bags.
Woo!
Yay, merch. Use your coupon code Bronyville10, get 10% off your order. Huzzah.
Woo!
Woo! Yay. Also, Nightmare Nights Dallas. I talked it up a bit before the show. Check out our brand new site, nightmarenights.net. We are now completely sold out of dealer spaces. If you are an artist who wants to come and you are willing to take commissions and would like a workspace that's open 24 hours a day, check out our website and check out the rules. nightmarenights.net. And it's going to be a big time. Big good time. And there's this other thing, AC DevScruff. What is it?
It's my business I'm starting up. It is a software business that is building a product. Well, I can go ahead and say it right now. Segno or Sanyo. It is a platform that will allow you to record audio across the internet in high definition for anyone. So if you are a podcaster, if you are an audio head, if you're doing, for instance, YouTube projects where you need to collect a whole bunch of audio, all you have to do is load up online and just load up the program from any browser that actually supports, well, will support it, and you'll be able to collect and sync all the audio together just using a regular VoIP session. It's my baby project. I'm still very much in development of it. If you are an audio file or if you record audio at all I want is just to find out if you're interested and to fill out a survey. So go over to devscruff.com, click up in the top right-hand corner and just fill out the survey there. And then, that could get you into beta access, etc. once we actually get that moving along. Funny story, I turned on AdWords and immediately had to turn off AdWords because I had it set. Let's just say I spent $100 in a day with the amount of hits that ended up coming in just based off of that. So that was something for sure. But anyway, devscruff.com. If you are an audiophile or you want to help out, still are taking any interests for any people that might want to invest. You will get money back and a little more. So go over devscruff.com. Check it out. It's still being built, so it don't look too snazzy. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. It is time to talk about comics. Ted knows about those.
Woo! I sure do.
You do. So let's start at the last comic you did about the Pinkie comic. It has been well regarded within the fandom. Actually, I believe one of the crews over at Derpy Hooves News actually did a star review, and the Pinkie mini comic is actually at the top. They got a full straight 5 stars.
I saw that review. I was extremely flattered. I'm just blown away. I mean, I don't know, man. I just wanted to tell a good story about a talking horse, and who knows? Who knew it was going to blow up like this?
Yeah. I agree with some of the points to it. And by the way, if you haven't seen the Pinkie comic, we may go just a hint of spoiler in it. And also, Ted's written a really great article about the making of the comic. Which where can they find that real quick? Actually,
let me pull that up. My personal website is tedanderson.net, and I'll pull up the link to that particular article and I'll put it in the doc.
Yeah, because that was a really cool little bit of notation you put in there.
Yeah, there were a lot of little things that kind of went into the making of it, and obviously there's, as with a lot of the other comics, there are sort of hidden background things and so forth. It's not quite as heavy as in some of the Katie and Andy comics, but there's still some background things, and of course I'm pretty sure that Ben hit a few things in the issue as well, but I'm not totally positive about those. So if you want to write about those, go ahead.
I have found the link for you. Because it actually got posted up on Derby Hooves News a while back, it was a good read.
Yeah, I really did love the dissection of the really important scenes inside of it, and I really do have to agree that my favorite of pretty much the whole comic was that page 5 panel where Pinkie offers up her ticket. It's just like, all right, that is the epitome of the character.
Well, it's something that kind of got to me because it's like in the episodes where characters aren't the featured character, they kind of tend to flatten out a little bit. Fluttershy's shy, and Rarity's obsessed with fashion and jewelry, and Pinkie Pie's being wacky, and but in the episodes where they are the focus, you get to see a more rounded picture of them. Like what's the one where she babysits for the cakes, the baby cakes?
Yes.
Yeah, that I mean, I love that episode as being about Pinkie because it it points out what she's trying to do, it points out what she's good at, and then it points out what she's not so good at, and it's a very sort of rounded portrait of the character. And so that was that's what I went into with this is like, what's more important to her, making a joke or making someone happy?
Yeah, it was a really neat kind of piece where, it was just like she is so psyched to go see this, but encounters one person who needs it. It's just like, here, take it. Just go take it.
I mean, maybe if that's an interpretation. If your interpretation is that's more of a thing in the spirit of generosity, then just pretend that this was, rarity in disguise. There you
go. Yeah. It was pretty neat inside of here. And it's just a really nice dissection. I mean, it's several pages worth of just your creation of the comic and what went into it. And as said, and it's a shame that the artist couldn't be here, but the artwork is just phenomenal.
Yeah, man, I really I can't say enough good things about that guy. I will say this: I have put in a pitch for the main series as well, for a story arc on the main series. It's in Hasbro's hands right now. I don't know if they're going to approve it. I don't know anything, but if it does get through, Ben and I are probably going to do that one again together. So that's another potential thing to look forward to. Not spoiler alert, but keep your eyes peeled for that.
Not too spoiler.
It's like a teaser, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a teaser. There we go. It's
a little bit
teaser.
close. I was about to say, like, where could they go? Could they go to space? And then I went, oh, wait, they've already been there.
Yeah, that already happened. That's the thing is, like, it's hard to follow up the first story arcs that they've already done because it's like, first we had the massive, or not the invasion, that was the changelings. Yeah, the changelings, and then they went to space, and it's like, God, where do we go from there?
Under the sea,
the center of the earth.
The center of the earth, actually, that's
oh boy, here Sandy's making ideas.
Yeah, but yeah, no, now we're doing the pirates one, and I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be interesting.
They get stranded in the Amazon, and all of a sudden they're tribal pones.
The Griffin Kingdoms.
That's the thing is, like, I know that I think EQD a while back did a poll for like what people want to see the most in season 4, and world building definitely hit the top of that list. And yeah, I would love to see new nations, new types of ponies, new everything, going fantastically weird places. I think everyone wants that. But the comic writers, though, we're in a bit of a weird position because as much as we might want to build, obviously what we want comes second to what the show's doing. I mean, I know Katie Cook talked about this, where she said that her first pitch for the Rarity Micro was rejected because there's an episode upcoming that's the exact same plot, apparently. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what it is, obviously, because it was rejected. But, if the show is already doing something, if the show plans to do something, if the show plans to not use this character, then we're going to hear about it and say, oh, well, I guess we can't do that. So, which is, I mean, that's how it should be. The show comes first. But it means that it's hard sometimes to know how far outside the established boundaries you can tread. So.
True. Though the benefit of it is that confirmed Rarity episode for season 4.
Mm-hmm. That is the good part. I mean, that's the news. It's like, oh, well, we're going to have an episode about Rarity again. Excellent.
She'll get one episode in season 4.
Well,
one episode out of 26.
Well, at least one episode. There might be more. Yeah.
Maybe. They may try and double up because they were just like, season 3, they just went, all right, we got everyone. Wait. Wait, how many episodes did we devote to Spike? Really? Wow, okay.
The Spike episodes. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to the Spike issue of the Micro, because I love Spike. He's a great character, and I want to see more episodes devoted to him that really kind of get into his head. So.
Yeah, I'm when the next season comes out, I am so intrigued about the Spike and superhero episode. That looks nuts.
That's gonna be a weird one. I don't even know. I don't even know what it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be some weird butterscotch dream right there. Late at night, ate too much candy, went to bed. Superheroes.
Yeah.
Or go ahead, Sandy.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's gonna be several flashbacks and dream episodes. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. I may have written the comic, but I have no special knowledge about what's coming up. I know as much as you guys do about what types of episodes are coming up, what characters are coming back, that kind of thing. I follow M.A. Larson on Twitter too, so about it.
So, well, here's an interesting point. You brought it up just a little earlier. You do have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to world building. I mean, for instance, let's take the Rainbow Dash micro where they introduced like goblins inside of it. Like they were able to add in a brand new just kind of enemy that's in the world, yet didn't entirely expand it too much. How much wiggle room actually is available?
I mean, that's a tricky question because I haven't really tried to push too hard yet. The Pinkie one is very, is very self-contained. It's very, very kind of small in what it tries to do. The Crusaders issue that I'm doing is a little bit more like the Rainbow Dash in that I'm introducing a new kind of creature. It's nothing. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how best to phrase this. I don't really know where the limits are because I haven't tried to push them very much yet. Mm-hmm. The pitch that I just put in for the main series, that's definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back and say, okay, you can do this, this, and this, but not this and this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least 2 or 3 things in that they say, we're planning on using this character again, and we're planning on not doing this until next season, and we're planning on doing that. So I really. I don't really know because I'm not taking too many chances just yet. Mm-hmm. But that might change. I don't know. It might change.
Okay. And the prevalence of, the comics are definitely doing IDW some really good service right now. They're the top seller, both the micro and the regular mainline comics are definitely doing well. And you mentioned that they've already sealed in some of the micro series that's right now. Is there any talks about expanding it, redoing some of the main 6, doing like more side characters as well? There's I can't really talk about this unfortunately because I'm pretty sure they're not going to come out with the solicitations for a while. But they are planning to continue the micro series for the foreseeable future. There's these. Okay, so there's 4 confirmed more issues with single characters, and then there's Celestia, there's Spike, there's the Crusaders, and then there's the Mystery Pony. And then beyond that, there's going to be a little bit of a change in how they do it, but it's going to continue. It's not a huge thing. It's still going to be kind of the same, day in the spotlight, day in the limelight kind of stuff, but a little bit different. That's all. I really, the thing is I don't even know how much has been revealed, so I'm not sure what I can and can't say. No, that's fine.
You suddenly say too much, and then red dots appear. Those Hasbro agents aren't carrying Nerf guns.
But then we get to sit here rubbing our hands going, exclusive.
Well, I already had a little bit of that because this is something we haven't gotten to yet. But when I was when the editor Bobby Kernow told me that they were looking for people to write the Equestria Girls Annual, and I got my pitch accepted, I got to see the script to the series or the script to the movie. And then I got a digital copy of the movie, like a full month before it came out in theaters. So there was a while there where I was sitting on fandom gold. I could have really made my name. Well, not made my name. I'd have to do it anonymously. But I could have dropped some bombs.
Hey guys, check out Brad. No.
Yeah, you want to know what Brad's real name is, everybody? You want to hear some musical numbers? That would have been great. I mean, I would have been dead, but yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah, again, Hasbro Nerf guns come out.
No.
He took a suction cup or 9 to the head.
Must have been suicide.
Oh, clearly suicide. Yeah.
Fell down this elevator shaft onto some Nerf guns.
But yeah, that was a weird one. That's the most foreknowledge of any fandom, or not fandom. That's the most foreknowledge of any canon that I've had. That's the most that I've got. Apart from that, I know as much as you guys about most things, really.
Yeah, that's fine. And let's see. So, I can only speculate on some of the other pieces of what that could possibly be. So let's loop back around to this. Let's talk about the upcoming CMC comic, which, as we mentioned kind of on the top of this, if you are listening to this on the day that this episode comes out, it will be out on shelves that day, this upcoming Wednesday, click on the calendar, 21st.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this right now, then you already know that I've finally revealed that Scootaloo is an alien.
Knew it!
Yeah, I know. Huge, man. Huge change. Canon changed forever. No.
And she's an orphan who can't fly.
Well, she's an orphan alien.
Yeah.
Fly, yeah.
The saucer accidentally left her.
And
Clearly.
she only took the form of a Pegasus, but her species doesn't actually fly.
Yeah, it's just kind of like she shape changes, but not in the same way of like a changeling. It's all complicated. She also has 8 eyes, but it just hides them.
Yeah. He's actually a spider pony.
Oh, man, that would actually be pretty great.
Arachnaloo, yeah. Don't make that a thing, Internet.
Oh, man. I don't know. I kind of like to see Spider Scootaloo be like a new meme.
Whoa.
Arachnaloo. There we go. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
It could be like one of those cute little jumping spiders. You know, it doesn't have to be like a really heinous spider, just the kind of ones that are really oddly affectionate, like, oh, hi, little spider, how are you? Huh?
Yeah.
You just jumped on my arm and just want to hang out. That's odd.
Oh, we got people freaking out in the chat over spiders.
Tarantaloo. Ugh.
Webaloo.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I can't really spoil anything for the people who are on the show right now, but I mean the first few pages have been released online as well as some of the covers. And I mean I'm really excited about this one because it's fun to kind of poke around with the Crusaders because they're in a weird little state of limbo right now as characters where they're allowed to develop a little bit but not too far, and so they can kind of go off in interesting explorations and tangents and try to figure things out but not necessarily succeed all that well, and you can play with them a little bit but until they really start getting their cutie marks, which, hey man, season 5, season 6, who knows, they're kind of suspended. They're kind of in suspended animation. It's a little bit weird. So I took it in a slightly different direction. I didn't make it just about the Crusaders. I gave them a new friend. I gave them a new critter to hang out with, and I think it turned out pretty well. Definitely, it's a great match with Ben. It's going to be fun. It's yeah. Friendship builds a web. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments right now.
I know. That's going to be the title of the episode. It's too good not to use.
No, it's fantastic. No, I love this now. I one side comment on a podcast. That's only good
and the horrific part will be if we find out the thing they actually hang out with is a giant spider. It may not be, but I'm just going to take that as canon for the next 4 days.
Go ahead, man. Hey, man, canon is up to you. Canon is all in your heart. But yeah, I mean, the Crusaders are a fun bunch to play around with. They're, I don't know. They're as I was saying earlier about characters, like when they're in the background of an episode, they're a little bit annoying, but they, if you hang a whole episode on them, they could be really interesting. For example, I'm looking forward to when they finally have the episode they teased as part of the storyboards they showed at San Diego, where they finally talk about Scootaloo being a Pegasus who can't fly. I'm looking forward to them finally covering that topic because I think it's going to be interesting.
And Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara continue to be the world's worst villains.
Oh well, they make perfect kid villains though, because they're just snide. They don't even have anything else. They're just they think they're better than everyone else, and that's it. That's all it is. Although I do realize this is one thing I remember. I wasted a perfectly good chance to bring back Babs. I realized as soon as I finished the pitch and sent it in, they're like, yeah, do that. I was like, wait a minute. I could have done a Babs story instead. I'm an idiot, I did. Needless to say, Babs is one of my favorite parts about season 3.
She is pretty good. Though I have heard something. There was some form of rumbling where they said like, "Yeah, you're probably not gonna see Babs again." Like, wait, what? Really?
Really? Man.
Like that's bizarre. Like, oh, okay.
I like Babs.
Like we'll see Babs again. Forget that Flash Sentry dude. Huh.
She had to return to her home planet.
Of Manhattan.
Babs died on her way back to Manhattan.
Yeah.
No.
Little known fact, Babs actually got taken back by the spaceship.
Yeah, wrong. They had the wrong coat color. They figured,
they got
this
the wrong
one's...
flank.
Oh man.
Well, they're both kind of orangish.
Yeah, pick up the orangish one with the red mane. Oh no!
This is a great side story. This works really well. No, I'm considering it, but it's not going to work that well. But yeah, I mean, Babs is a lot of fun. She worked really well both as an episode about bullying and as an episode for the Crusaders to bring another character into that dynamic made it a little more interesting. I am looking forward to the episode where the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally get their cutie marks, because that's going to be a big one. I'm season 4, season 5 finale right there. That's going to be that's my prediction. That's
really?
my official prediction.
All right, then that goes contrary to my season 4 season ender. I say that there's going to be a royal baby.
Oh, you're doing a Kate.
Just think about it. It's the big thing right now.
It really is.
It's
man.
the big thing right now.
Well.
You've got a new royal horse couple.
Oh man.
You hear me, kids? I know it. I know it in my knowing place, but not actually knowing it.
Yeah.
I will say, I would like to see more of Cadence and Shining Armor. I want to see them come back every now and then. They're nice. The Crystal Empire is a good place to visit. It'd be kind of fun.
And then it turns out that the baby is actually half changeling, and it's Chrysalis and Shinings, and that weird CSI Mad Max comic.
So we're saying
canon.
We're saying that the Crystal Empire is like St. Louis, a good place to visit.
But you wouldn't want to live there. I was actually thinking, when we find out that secretly Cadence was a changeling, both Cadences were changelings all along, and it's like the Clone Saga all over again. That would be really.
Oh man,
there never was a Cadence.
Then there's going to be one more day, and
I've actually been reading a blog right now where it's nothing but annotations of every episode or every issue of the Clone Saga, and it's just reading this, and I'm like, good God, what were these people on? Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
All right, well, that's excellent. Is there anything else you want to bring up, Ted? Otherwise, I'll drop one more suggestion that you can I'll just mic drop it, and then we can just step away.
Well, I mean, I could talk a little bit about the Equestria Girls annual. I mean, I don't...
Oh, go for it. I didn't even know you were...
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So there's the annual coming out in, I believe, October. I'm not totally positive about the release date. Since it is an annual, it's not replacing any of the issues. It's coming out in addition to everything else, but it's a one-shot. And it's got an 8-page story by Katie and Andy that's the sort of immediate prequel, a little bit about Sunset Shimmer and how she got into the human world in the first place. And then there's a 40-page story by me and Tony Fleeks.
Ooh.
Fleeks? I don't actually know how to pronounce his last name. If I mispronounce that, Tony, I'm really sorry. But he was the artist on, I believe, the Rainbow Dash, the Fluttershy micros. And that is, I think it's been revealed. It's going to be more or less a prequel to Equestria Girls about the main 5 minus Twilight. Kind of how they first became friends and how that kind of all came together. It's gonna be interesting. I pitched it as like the Cutie Mark Chronicles episode in Equestria Girls world, where it's sort of like the 5 of them get not their cutie marks, because they don't have cutie marks in this world, but
there's
they
talent facial tats.
Yeah, they're facial tats. Yes, yeah. It all ends with them, with the 5 of them in a tattoo parlor. No.
Sounds like a party I went to once. Wait.
It sounds like a party I don't remember. But they all find their hidden talents, and a little bit. It's also sort of a combination where they also find out about their elements of harmony. So they also kind of get their, Rarity has a lesson in generosity, and Applejack has a lesson in honesty. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a little bit interesting. It's gonna be it's I don't know how long the Equestria Girls world is going to last, or how long it's going to be explored. Or I only know sort of what I've been told as Hasbro deems it necessary. So like I've seen the movie obviously, and I've read the script, but I don't know if there's going to be a sequel or what. But this is just another opportunity to kind of flesh out that world and give us a little bit more view of how things happened there. It's weird.
Is there any explanation on how on why there is no Twilight in that world?
No.
Okay. All right.
There is absolutely zero explanation. Just because I don't know myself. I mean, that was actually the script that I got had that line in there where Pinkie kind of makes that overly long guess about like, hey, do you have a twin sister who also lives in Canawat? Da, da, da. That was in the script, and I emailed through my editor. I emailed Hasbro asking, okay, so what is the deal with Twilight in the human world? Hasbro wrote back and said that actually that line had been removed, but then, of course, I saw the movie and it just hasn't been removed. So I don't really know. I mean,
it's called, hey, we're going to do a made-for-TV movie, and we're going to run it on the hub, but hey, let's put it in the theaters because we know that bronies will go see it, and, the actual target audience... And we didn't think our cunning plans all the way through.
All right, headcanon time. Headcanon time. Twilight was never actually born. She was simply a magical spell created by Celestia, and she gave the foal to the parents to take care of her, and she's got a mark on her forehead, and she is the boy that
she's a clone. So
no, she's the what's from Buffy season 5? What's the the key or whatever?
Oh man.
Yeah, come on, pull out your nerd cred here, people.
Twilight, though, and Twilight came around like Anakin did in Star Wars Episode 1. Ugh.
Oh man, she was born to the Force. Man, that makes so much sense.
Check out all these midichlorians we got here. Just handing out midichlorians.
You get midichlorians. You get midichlorians. You're a Cliff the Earth pony. You get nothing.
Yeah, so I know nothing. I don't know any more than you guys do about what human Twilight status is. I couldn't tell you either way. All I know is like I gave them. So when I was asked to pitch for it, Bobby asked me, "Hey, do you want to try and do this?" And I said, "Okay." And I wrote up 4 pitches after reading the script, and I gave them 4 possibilities. And the first was what they eventually chose, which is this prequel where it's basically the Cutie Mark Chronicles retold in the human world. Then there was another prequel that was sort of Sunset Shimmer in the human world, consolidating her power and investigating these 5 good friends and stuff like that. And then there was another immediate sequel where it was like now Sunset Shimmer is sort of back in the fold and everyone sort of likes her, but then there's some minor thefts around the school and everyone starts blaming her again and she has to prove her innocence. And then my 4th pitch was what I like to call the wacky Insano sequel, where it was basically Discord for no good reason decides to have all the main 6 go to the human world, except then dimensional barriers start breaking down, and basically all I wanted was to have a panel where there was human Applejack riding on Pony Rainbow Dash with a sword in her hand, and
yes!
I just wanted to go crazy, that was the hope, although obviously they didn't pick that one. So but yeah, I mean I did the most I could think of with what I had been given. I don't know what their plans are after this with Equestria Girls. As far as I know, I mean I think it's been successful enough that they're probably going to at least consider some kind of sequel or prequel or spinoff or who knows. As for the comics, though, as far as I know, there's no future plans for the comics with the Equestria Girls. It's just gonna, if they want to do more, we'll do more. If they think we can do more, So, yeah.
All right, that sounds cool. And before we move over to news, I'll just do my mic drop. I'll hold on to it, and then I'll drop it.
Drop it.
IDW does have Doctor Who.
Oh, man, you're right.
All I'm saying.
Crossovers, I would actually like to see some crossovers.
Hey, look, they already did Doctor Who and Star Trek The Next Generation.
Absolutely true. And I think we could do a 3-parter here because not only do we have Doctor Who's, we've also got Discord, who's clearly Q. And that segues into Breaking Bad because
let's get
John Delancey also played a character on Breaking Bad.
All right.
Who was clearly an avatar of Discord. So
we've already
out that Pinkie's been baking more than just cupcakes in her underground.
Exactly.
And we already have canon that Pinkie hangs out with Megatron. So based off of the comics, so.
Oh, man.
It's going to be like the IDW Crisis on Infinite Comics. And then the Ghostbusters show up and Conan the Barbarian or G.I. Joe is like, why is
from the Double Rain Boom, we can tie it back into the Powerpuff Girls comic that has now been released from IDW.
Oh, man.
Man, we got some real potential here. This could be the summer event of a lifetime right here.
So what I want you to do, Ted, is I want you to take this recording and just send it to IDW. If they don't send you a letter saying never email us again, we're good.
Yes, clearly. Yeah, clearly this is the best idea and will give us all the money. Seriously, no, Breaking Bad crossover. I look forward to that.
It's not like Equestria Daily did a banner or anything. All right, well, that's excellent. All right, thanks, Ted. And as said, we've listed his annotations for the Pinkie comic listed in the show notes. You can find that over at BronyShow.com and BronyvillePodcast.com. Definitely go check out the comics. The Pinkie one was great and looking really forward to the CMC one come this week.
Yes, that's true. And then also I should mention I am probably going to do something similar with the annotations for the CMC. And I'll give my Twitter handle, I guess, and my website. On Twitter, I'm Tedley Anderson, Tedly. My website is tedanderson.net, not .com, because .com is owned by some guy in Missouri who owns a company that makes conveyor belts for food. Like conveyor belts that only convey food, not like we'll make conveyor belts for food.
No.
Conveyor belts made out of food, so it's like beef jerky.
Oh man, actually,
when you're done with them, you can just eat them.
Maybe it's made out of like a fruit roll-up. That'd be pretty cool.
I was about to say fruit by the foot. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, fruit conveyor by the foot.
Fruit conveyor by the foot. But anyway, he won't sell me. So unfortunately, right now it's just tedanderson.net. But yeah, follow me, check out what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll have some cool news for you guys soon.
tedanderson.net. It's .com. There's some old Homestar Runner jokes for you. All right, excellent. So I do know you are doing the packing. You can hang out as long as you like, sir. If you need to go ahead and jump back in, I understand.
I should probably jump back in. But thanks again, you guys. Thanks for having me on. And good luck on the rest of the show.
Hey, thanks, man. Have good. Have good. Have fun, and looking forward to the comic this week.
Yeah. Yep. Enjoy it, folks.
All right, take care, man.
All right, have a good one. Homestar Runner. I made a Homestar Runner reference the other day to somebody who was a bit younger than me, and they were like, "What?" I felt bad.
Was it a like trying to type with boxing gloves on joke?
No, it was a Strong Bad reference. I don't even remember what it was now, but it was just like this somewhat not oblique reference, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, you're too young.
The cheat. Yeah, there's a whole section of our audience that probably going like, what are they talking about? Go check out 2002. It was cool.
Yeah, it was like one of the original web Flash series. And
yeah, if it was around now, it would have been like a big thing on YouTube. But
yeah, but it's back in the day.
Yep. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward. It's news time. It's time to talk about all the stuff that happened. Fandom Fire status is...
Yeah, it's been actually pretty quiet.
Well, it's been quiet-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. It's
ish.
Ish.
But hey, there's some cool stuff coming out too.
All right, let's check out. We don't have a ton of
There's really not a lot going on this week. It's hey, there's the My Little Pony CCG stuff. Gen Con's right now, it's going on right now. So by the time you hear this, it'll be well over with. But lots of people playtesting the cards from the Interplay CCG. Somebody from /MLP had taken a bunch of photos of it. They claimed the game doesn't suck, which is always important.
Spoken like a true MLP post.
Hey, the fact that they said, hey, it doesn't suck, that means it's good. Or at least it doesn't suck. And basically, they just kind of showed a bunch of pictures of the various designs. Participants could either get shirts or play mats with the Elements of Harmony crystal design, which I think looks pretty keen. The demo cards have Derpy on the back. It says, "This is a demo, right?"
Nice.
It has Derpy looking down from last roundup.
I can only imagine once that this hits, those cards will be pretty hot.
Yeah,
like if you can get a set of demos.
I have a friend of mine who's up there at Gen Con this weekend. I may get my hands on some.
Ooh.
We'll see. I don't know if they're probably like, give me those cards, give them back. So if he gets to keep them, I'll get my hands on some. If not, well, he got to play it at least.
True.
There's been a couple videos of people who have done sort of how to play the game. It seems rather Star Wars-y.
Like the old Star Wars-y
like
or
the
the
old
new
Star Wars.
Okay, that was kind of
like
neat.
the locations and the duels and stuff like that.
I always thought that was neat, just being like, all right, I'm going to play Tatooine and I'm setting landmines and etc. That's pretty neat.
So, I mean, right now it's still going on. They're doing a ton of testing. So by the time you hear this, there's probably going to be new stuff coming out from people who actually went to Gen Con. Now I got the hiccups, excuse me. So that's exciting. And it comes out in November. So maybe.
It seems like a cool thing to have for Nightmare Nights Dallas, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're trying. Just saying, can't promise nothing yet. Because if we do, well, we're not doing a poker tournament. We're doing a pony card tournament.
Oh ho! All right. Well, we were talking about this next little topic a little earlier, but let's go into the details. IDW is doing pretty good.
Yes, IDW is still doing very good, and Ponies has actually settled into a really strong, groove. They're getting about 35,000 monthly purchases for each issue that comes out, which is actually really good, all things considered. Comic-Con said that July was one of the best months for comics since October 2012, which is always good. My Little Pony Micro Series didn't quite crack the top 100. It was number 103. So the Applejack Micro still sold 24,350 copies. That's better than several X-Men comics. Astonishing X-Men and X-Men Legacy and Avengers Arena. But I mean, what's crazy is they relaunched Cable and the X-Force, and it's still not selling as good as My Little Pony.
Come on, it's Cable.
It's Cable. I mean, come on. He's got ridiculous guns and...
He's Jean Grey, Cyclops' baby from the future of robot parts. He's Mary Sue 120%.
And yeah, actually the July 8th, 2013 was the second best month for comic sales in 21st century. So that is ridiculous. So 16% increase over last year's sales, which is good. I mean, it's good to see that the comic industry is rebounding a lot. I mean, now that comic book movies are in and cool, people are more willing to go to the shops. And healthier shops means that weirder stuff like the My Little Pony comic are able to flourish alongside the usual X books and capes and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting. I'm really glad that the IDW is still their top seller. It is kind of, I think it's been IDW's top seller since it came out.
Pretty much.
It's at this point, they would be really, really dumb to stop it.
When I go back to Atlanta, I'm going to really have to ask my friend who's a big Transformers fan, how he would feel. He wouldn't care. I know him, but it's just kind of like, hey, you got all these Transformer things on the wall.
I mean, this website has rankings all the way back to like 91.
I don't think Pony was ranking back then.
Yeah, they didn't kind of exist.
Doesn't seem like it.
So, My Little Pony: Friendship's Magic number 8 was actually number 66. So 33. The numbers are slightly different. But yeah, Fantastic Four, less than ponies. Avengers Assemble, Avenging Spider-Man, Injustice. Justice.
Injustice. I tried that so hard. Mainly because they were just a buck, but it's just like, oh, this is so plotting and like unnecessarily dark.
And the game was so dumb.
So unnecessarily dark. It was weird.
It went the same level of dumb as Age of Ultron went. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. Wow, this went really dumb really fast. Dropped. They got my $20, those jerks. Yeah. But yeah, what's interesting is that My Little Pony Micro Series number 5, which this is from June. Oh, I'm in the wrong month. That would be why.
Oh no.
I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So actually, Pony number 9 actually sold more than Pony number 8. So that's good.
Well, that was the Mac one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
It did have Dirt Pone on the front, so that helps.
Yes, I got that issue.
Okay.
So yeah, comics.
Yep.
Justice League.
Next topic, are you an animator? We have something for you.
Yeah, so make your own darn episodes already.
Okay.
Some dude by the name of Jerry441 has released a whole bunch of new puppet rigs. They have, let's see, the list of files. They have Apple Bloom, Apple Buck, Apple Fritter, Applejack, Babseed, Berry Punch, Big Mac. There's a whole bunch of ponies.
There's a huge number here.
Skeleton. There's a skeleton pony.
Oh.
Princess Luna variants, Celestia, Pound Cake, Lotus, Lyra.
I find it funny anytime I find an OC, it's like wooden toaster. I'm like, huh?
Dopey Hooves?
Yeah. I don't know.
Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
There's Derpy Hooves, Dinky Doo, and Dopey Hooves. I don't get it. What does it mean?
I find that offensive.
Yeah.
I find dopey. I also find it funny there's one listed here called the Brony. And there's one called the Silence. Oh no.
Tibiscus. The Brony.
I don't want to see the Silence.
Well, if you see them, you forget them immediately.
I know. Why do I have that?
There's that crossover.
Why do I have all these marks on me? Oh no.
Oh man.
I need to get out of here. Oh, that was the best. I
think that's really cool though. I mean, now it's that people have made these flash rigs and made them available. Get them quick. You can make your own darn episodes with ponies and blackjack. I think is Canny in there? Yeah, Canny Soda. So you can make creepy videos with Galacon's OC.
But remember, Button's mom is not in it.
Oh man, she's not there yet.
It's just a matter of time.
You just wait.
No, I don't want to wait. I don't want it to begin with. All right, what else we got? Let's move back here. Cakes.
Yeah, so we mentioned this a couple weeks ago that Equestria Daily is doing their crazy cake contest. And they got some pretty crazy cakes. It's just sort of a follow-up. Letting people know that, like somebody made the cake from the end of Mystery on the train one.
Yeah. That's
the train episode. Whose name I can't remember. It was good.
Mystery on the Friendship Express or something? I forget. But yeah, it's the crazy cake with the eclairs and donuts and chocolate mousse head at top.
Yes. And then somebody made a Twilight cake. It's like, it's so cute and happy. And then, slice parts of her off and eat her. Oh, God, why?
Just as long as it's not red velvet.
Oh, man. So, grand prize winners were the mystery cake and the Twilight cake. By see, White Rabbit on DeviantArt made the ridiculous cake. My love mystery on the Friendship Express. Okay, that is what it's called. It's 18 inches tall, and is probably a cake that even if you share it, will give you diabetes.
I'm getting it just by looking at it right now. It's pretty brutal.
Then the actual Twilight cake is yellow cake with yellow frosting and fondant. So there's that.
Fondant's tough to work with.
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy cakes out there, but the Twilight one is really good. The Charm City cake that was Mitchell Larson's at BronyCAN, where there's that one picture of them taking the legs off and just eating the cake. It was amusing and terrifying at the same time.
I do feel sad for some of these the honorable mentions, because some of these are really fantastic too. The gingerbread house, the giant pinstripe cupcake. Like, some of these are really fantastic too.
Yeah, and when they say prepare to be hungry, they're not really joking. The elements of cake has the main 6, and there's the rainbow candy bacon, gay bacon strips. They made a Pinkie gala dress cake, elements of harmony, or princesses of harmony, Luna and Celestia. It's really impressive stuff. I'm glad that they got so much participation. There's a Twilight Sparkle cake.
Yeah, go check these out, because there's some really, really cool, cool designs that came out of here. The cake someone made for their daughter's 3rd birthday that is totally pinkied up.
Sugar airbrush. The multi-tiered cake with the actual brushables on it is ridiculous and awesome. There's even a Nightmare Moon cake. I gotta say, I'm really glad that Equestria Daily does these kind of random events, and I encourage them to do it some more, because it really, in the end, everybody got to eat the cake after they took the photos. So
they had a cake and they ate it too.
Exactly.
Well, good. That is excellent. All right, well, that's good, though there is one more thing I would like to announce. If you know much about the background of our show, much as Equestria Daily has, has Trixie as their mascot, and much in the way that Derpy Hooves News obviously has Derpy, and it seems like most of the sites has some form of totem pony to go along with it. Our particular ones, because we are an inseparable pair, is Lyra and Bonbon. Of course, yep. Sandy being the Lyra, and my being the Bonbon, or the Sweetie Drops, depending on which name you go with. And guess
depending
what?
on where they at.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the first time ever, there's been Lyras. Very few Sweetie Drops until now.
Yep, and now there is we can have Lyra and Bonbon as we'll have our little totem animals next time we go to a con together. Like, have them sitting next to the table with our little name badges on them, because that's totally how it works. Yes,
that's how it is. It is good.
Yep.
Yay.
It's exciting to see that background ponies that pair up nicely are getting some love. And the Spitfire is pretty cool, too. I haven't been able to find those in the wild yet, and I haven't been able to find the fan favorite set, too, either. It's kind of like, hey, it's $50 for Derpy and some other ponies, whatever. Derpy.
Yep. And not to dismiss on that, also Spitfire, Zyro's very favorite, is going to be a vinyl collectible as well. So
yep, Zyro's horse waifu.
Yes, pretty much. So you get to have that. I believe there already is a Lyra out. You add in Sweetie Drops, you get best OC ship, and then you add in Spitfire, and you get sultry Flyer Mare.
Yeah, she looks kind of stoned in her. She's like, her eyes are not quite the chilled. They're a little bit lower. They're not bedroom eyes. They're not sleepy eyes. They're stoner eyes. But
she had a long day of flying.
I have my Lyra, and she's waiting for the Bonbon to stand next to her.
Okay, I'm sorry, and not OC's background ponies. I'm sorry.
Oh, and Newbie Artist Training Grounds 3, Day 2. Wow, 600 people. Yeah, I need to participate in that. I keep saying I need to do that each time, and I never have the time.
So let us remind you then that the Newbie Artist Training Grounds is happening on Equestria Daily. You can go attempt to draw and post all of your stuff.
Do it, Philly.
All right. Let's go ahead and move forward. It's email time, Sandy. You know this happens.
Emails. Yay!
So you can email across to us at bronyville@gmail.com. We shall read them on the show. Granted, there was one that we avoided. We're sorry.
We'll talk about it in this past post show.
Yeah, that. But we will go ahead and handle these that we have right now. So I will go first, Sandy second, and back and forth. First one coming up here from Twisted Haywire. I'm happy that it's not a Pico Pie, because I always get that name wrong. Howdy, Bronyville Healthcast. Lose some weight. I am back to 98 kilograms. I would like to get under 90 kilograms again, so I'm going to do 100 squats every other day until you give me a better idea. Nope, keep doing it. Do it, Philly.
Squats and oats.
Yep.
And walking.
By the way, I've had to actually stop some of my walking because I mentioned last episode how I went jogging and it re-irritated the, I have a knot in my left leg that got irritated. So I'm pretty much going to have to go contact and do the physical therapy and finally get it out of my leg, because I can't really be active for too long if any strain on my leg actually irritates it. So that's a pain. But back on the email. So I was at Galacon. Ticks for 2 days was 130, and 2 hotel nights was 138. With all we could eat breakfast, and the hotel was only 2.5 kilometers from the con. AC. Congress authorized the use of the metric system. Metric is 1866, and feet and pounds is divided in relation to metric units.
So what's funny is that he knew that you would say this, and people would be like, kilograms, what is this? And yeah, he knows you too well.
I know. I've been to Canada. I know about the kilometer. It's shorter than a mile. And most of our food, other than the breakfast, came from a gas station. So this was my first con. I have been on the Roskilde festival 5 times, but that is a music festival lasting a week where you have to sleep in tents for a week with 100,000 people. So at the con, the panels and the vendors are a big thing, although I did find the prize a bit high, and the main panel hall was a good place to go when there wasn't a panel there. When there was a panel there was some cooling and less noise, and I did one time end up talking with a Polish G1 fan and R63 cheese legs.
So, male chrysalis.
Pretty much. The difference between being at a con and watching videos from a con is a bit like the difference between going to a rock concert and watching a bootleg tape of it. Music at a live concert is crummy, but when you are there, you don't hear it as just cool being there and seeing and being with the people. I have included 2 images, one of the people just before the gala, the others one a giant who looked like a punker in the 80s. I talked with him, and he was one of the friendliest I met. Dear Starry, who is not here and is away probably dyeing her hair. People don't talk about exes with new... people say don't talk about exes with new girls. Is that also true if it's been 8+ years? She is new lesbian and a good friend. Sorry for the bad spelling, ran out of time, Twisted Haywire. P.S. I am in the hunt for G1 comic that explains the crystal eyes in some of the G1 ponies. It is said to be a bit grimdark. I heard about it at Galacon. This one, Sandy.
Yeah, I actually dug it up real quick. It's in the link to the show notes. It's not the whole comic, but basically Applejack gets kidnapped by a wizard and is going to be put to work in his crystal mines. And the poor ponies who have been trapped there have gone blind from the light from the crystals. And Applejack's like, yeah, screw that, and murders him.
As you do.
Yes.
As you do to wizards.
Yes, you murder evil human wizards who came into the pony world because Equestria is for ponies only.
Conversion Bureau GTFO.
Yes.
Let's see.
The
to
jewel
go in
wizard pulled Applejack's mane and said, "Hey, buy me dinner first."
Hey, that's no good. Let's see. Let's look through what we had here. Don't talk about exes with new girls. Is that true? If it's been 8 years, she is a lesbian and a good friend. I mean, if it's brand new, don't. Why do you feel the need if it's brand new? Unless it's just like, hey, this is my friend, and then later down the ride, maybe later down the road, yeah, just don't talk about exes for like the first few months. Smart move.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, what was that, Starry? Because I'm bad at giving own advice? Starry's saying I didn't follow that own advice. Besides, you knew about my exes. Anyway. I know, so that doesn't count. Okay, let's go ahead and move on.
This is some riveting.
I know, it's Yellcast. Go ahead, Sandy, hit this next one.
Yes. Okay, so, dear Princess Bronyville. Sitting there. Oh, darn it. I'll add those in a minute. I finally gotten back on the Brony wagon after falling off due to I forget what. Wanted your help with something that's been bothering me. Way back in the day, when the fandom was young, I gave my OC the name Vaudeville, and have even written into the show under the name. However, in coming back, there's an issue with using that name. You see, while I've been pretty inactive in creating any sort of fan content, there's been an active Ask Vaudeville Tumblr, with a shameless plug and a link to askvaudeville.tumblr.com, whose use of the name fits much better than it does my OC. Have you or someone you know ever had this kind of issue, and should I change my name to avoid any confusion? Sincerely, the OC formerly known as Vaudeville, considering the name Funnybone as a replacement. Inserted below is an artist's interpretation and best to date of my OC, Donut Steel. He is a pony with a fake nose and mustache, googly eyes, cutie mark. Yeah, I don't think that there's too many apple ciders or too many Sandys, Chef Sandys around.
There is one apple cider. There is one other apple cider. But that one is included in the show and is a mare. Which does cause some people to go, pourquoi? Just
you
be
are
like,
a pretty filly, AC. What are you talking about?
I don't know what that is. That weird filly. But the I don't think it's that big of a deal. I know that there's some people that we have had some similar names. For instance, Pixel. This isn't a 1-to-1, but like for instance, sometimes I call Pixel Kitties PK, and there's also PK. I'm sure there's probably been some other cases where there's been a little bit of a name conflict. I mean, I don't consider it that big of a deal. I didn't even know about an Ask Vaudeville Tumblr, to be honest, because I'm not as Tumblr-y aware as others. I don't know. Like, I guess do what you feel is right. If you like Vaudeville as a name, if you want to keep that, and granted, that's a pretty good name, then go ahead and just go with it. If you think that's going to be too much of a gaffe, or you think it takes away from your character too much, and you come up with an idea that you find is, as interesting, then go for it. But, the fandom has kind of been established and a lot of names have been taken, so there's no guarantee that you won't find some sort of like conflict later down the road too. Unless you are Captain Donut Steel XXX 1969, 69, 69, I don't know.
If you have any like brackets and X's in your name, just stop.
No scope. Yeah, just make a character called No Scope. Just as the most insufferable, just like Call of Duty player out there. Yeah. Just do what you feel. Is that what you go for, Sandy? Is that your advice?
Just work whatever works for you. I mean, it's not like somebody's gonna swoop in and be like, How dare you use the same name? There can only be one vaudeville in all of the universe, and you're infringing on my OC's donut steal rule. You are the donut steal.
Oh,
And then a non was a pastry.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, let me hit this next one. Dear Sandy Cider Star and guests, I just thought I'd say thank you for responding to my last email and for sending me over the Savage World MLP forum. With the help of Roger, I was able to make my character sheet and participated in my Friday dice night on the 16th. I had a ton of fun and plan to start taking many more campaigns in the near future. Thanks again for pointing me in the right direction. Amanda, aka Sandy Shores, derped on my OC name last week for reasons unknown. Sent from my iPod, actually.
Yes. Awesome. Participated Friday dice night, 16th. So, hey, I'm glad you're able to get into it. It's a fun game, and you and I are going to be playing a game here pretty soon.
Yep.
With the lovely Miss Pix Kitties once again.
Yep, that'll be fun. With Roger, I can only guess which Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie we'll be covering this time. As has been the past things. Oh, also, by the way, I do have a someone, as we mentioned before, did give the files for the missing Mike the Microphone tabletop. We do have those. I'm gonna have to download them, and they're all in Flash files. So I have to figure out how to download the files because you can't immediately directly download Flash files for some reason. And then I'll have to find a way to take the 8 or 9 Flash files and actually take the video or put them together or extract them into one audio file. It's going to be a little bit of work, but we do have it. I'll have to figure out the best way. I may just drop them all on YouTube and say, you guys just watch it, if you're interested. So, yup. All right, Sandy Face. All right. Next email.
And hey, dear Apple Cider, here, have some Flutterdash. Yay! Off the edge of the map is a great adventure fic with some shipping on the side. After one of Rainbow Dash's new stunts goes awry, that mare doesn't deserve her wings for all the chaos she causes. Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash find themselves on a strange new land and have to rely on each other to find a way home, encountering fantastic lands, strange creatures, and mysterious spirits along the way. Unlike most shipping stories, the romantic aspects of this fic are subtle. There aren't any awkward dates or cheesy confessions. Instead, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy's relationship is allowed to grow naturally as they learn to understand and trust one another. If you're only going to read one Flutterdash fic in your lifetime, make sure this is the one. I read the first chapter when it was first released. I'm glad it kind of finished. I need to catch up to that one. If you're looking for a short one-shot, I recommend Under the Aurora. In it, Rainbow and Fluttershy confide in each other during the train ride back to Phonyville after their adventure in the Crystal Empire. There's a lot of really strong character development in this fic and many sweet and adorable moments. Okay. Finally, if you like your shipping with a generous portion of angst, give Fear of Falling a try. Fluttershy realizes that her feelings for Rainbow Dash would always be one-sided after she makes that off-the-hoof remark about Filly Foolers. To save their dying friendship, Rainbow agrees to enter into a relationship with Fluttershy, but is unsure of her own feelings. Does she really love Fluttershy, or she's going to just end up hurting her? I wish this fic would update more than once every 6 months so I could find out. It's an unfinished fic. No! Do not read unfinished fics. That's so terrible, because then they stop updating and you're always on the edge wondering what's going to happen, and nothing happens because they stopped writing. There, that should be enough to tide you over. If you need more, you can always check out the Flutterdash folder on FimFiction or the Flutterdash group. Happy reading, some Brony Jr.
Yeah, I think last episode I joined the Flutterdash group, and I still love that banner image. Just like, oh, hi, whoa, hi. You explain exactly what your purpose is. Pretty.
It does what it says on the tin.
It does. It's not like the Lyra and Bonbon where it's like, oh, they're together. They're spending time together. It's like, no.
Oh.
All right. We're all right.
I can read this.
Sim fiction groups. Your results may vary. All right, let's see. Actually, let me do this. It's my turn now. I'm just cleaning this up a little bit. Okay. 2 more emails. Let me highlight. Now, I'm going to relay this one to you, Sandy, because it's Dear Chef Sandy and his sidekick Apple Cider too, I guess. Just wondering if you guys have reached out to those clever bronies who have built the Brony music hosting websites Equestrian Beats, Kodal and Fmang, and Pony FM, Feld Zero. You've interviewed some of the streaming audio guys and several musicians. I think it'd be great to have a show dedicated to the other side of the fandom music scene, the guys who host so much of it. As an avid user of both sites, I'm curious as to what motivates them, how their approaches to a similar goal diverge, and whether there are any cross-pollination of ideas and collaboration between the two. I'd also like some of the technical details, such as where their methods are for transcoding the uploading tracks in multiple formats that they offer. Here are the links to benefit the listeners for EQ Beats and Pony FM. Sincerely, a Brony account, aka The Real Abba. P.S. Flutter and Spike are best ponies. P.S. If you're reading this on the air, please send help because it's too late. I've been locked away in our fruit cellar for 3 weeks now. I've run out of roaches to eat. By the time this episode lands on iTunes, I will be forced to consume old cans of hamdingers to survive. It's virtually impossible. It's vitally important that you get this coded message. And the rest of this isn't important.
He hears footfalls upstairs. I only hope that. Well, at least he didn't write out the scream. You know, the
the castle of perhaps he means no. Pulling some Monty Python for you out there. All right, Sandy, last email. Go hit it.
All right. Salutations to every pony/body. There's bodies. Crap. AC, hide the bodies.
Oh, geez.
A few shows back, there was a discussion regarding the many endeavors that have been shut down by the iron fist of copyright infringement enforcers. Finding Is Magic was a good example of this. A common argument is so long as you're not making money off a particular product or project, the corporate bozos will not bother you. But this isn't a catch-all rule. Whether or not you're making money, it still seems that big corporations can take the things you create down if there is any evidence of infringement. I've experienced this myself with the company Sony on a video that I was collecting no profit from whatsoever and had the video well under 1,000 views. Currently, Hasbro is fairly lenient in terms of copyright policy, but do you think there is a possibility they may change their MO in the future to be either more constraining or easygoing? And if they tighten their hold, is there any way for the community to unite to combat them and protect their works? Your attentive auditor, Zephyrsonis. P.S. Hope to see Apple Cider at the Sac Brony Expo. Thank you. Hasbro really does take a hands-off approach. I mean, if you consider that every dealer in the dealer's den at any con that sells pony stuff is technically infringing on their copyrights. They're pretty lenient. And the fact that they also pluck artists out of the fandom when they're like, I like you. You draw for us now. We keep your soul. It'll stay in the jar on my desk. You can have it back eventually. So currently Hasbro is pretty lenient in terms of copyright policy. Like with the games and stuff, I mean, they have enough licensing partnerships with other game companies that they have to make sure that, you know, damaging the brand or anything like that. It's one of those things that you want to work on a project in secret until it's done. Then you release it and be like, yep, it's out there. Can't do nothing now. Because at that point, it's on the internet. It's not going away. That's how I would do it. You know, I see these projects announcing, hey, we're doing this thing. It's going to be cool and be out in a couple years. And Hasbro just sharpens the knives.
Yeah. So, well, I was just going to say, Hasbro really, when they come to like the video content and stuff that's out there, they're really lenient about letting people have episodes out for a full season on like YouTube. You know, it's exceptionally lenient on that. For instance, let's just say on the hypothetical that Lauren Faust's new episode Wander Over Yonder, or new series Wander Over Yonder hit YouTube. Rumor is that gets taken down within minutes. Just gone. Because Disney is like, no, not at all. No, not even a little bit. Hasbro lets stuff linger there. They allow fan content that they could definitely crack down on. They could technically crack down on music if they wanted to, if it used sound clips. You know, there's plenty that could be done. And they, for the most part, don't. I mean, a lot of the community's stuff very well could infringe. Heck, we could technically say that the beginning of each episode that we have, since it does use the opening strings of My Little Pony, however. I think that they've gotten into a rhythm with us and with how they deal with things. The seasons only get taken down off of YouTube usually when they are actually trying to publish the seasons, when they are trying to actually make money off the episodes by selling them. And for the most part, they kind of just let things be. Could we do anything to combat them? No. Remember what happened during that second hubbub of Save Derpy and how much we screamed and how much little actually happened? Yeah, that's your answer. So, yeah, if they are in the interest to own their copyright and to control it, and they have to step in and control it if there is belief that it is in danger, and really, there's nothing that a whole bunch of fan, it is either they lose the right and any revenue off of that, or they make some people mad. And they're a company, so they're going to go one way over the other. Yep. All right. Thanks for sending emails across to us all. You can always email across us at bronyville@gmail.com. We love them. We absolutely love these emails, and we talk about so many wonderful things on them. So thank you very, very much for those that have sent it across. 5-star iTunes bronies. Find out where we are right now, Sandy, and the number of reviews. But I do need to thank SD Charger Fan AZ. I suppose that is an Arizona fan of the San Diego Chargers, for leaving us a review on the US iTunes store. Thank you.
We're number 15 on What's Hot right now.
Woohoo!
That's nice. Keep clicking that icon.
And how many reviews right now?
811 total reviews, 796 5-star ratings.
All right, cool. And for donations this week, go ahead.
So just keep clicking that 5 stars.
Yeah, just over and over. We've now got to take out this Night Vale thing. I guess everyone's talking about. You're not watching that, are you, Sandy? I couldn't imagine.
Night Vale? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Don't go near the dog park.
What?
Didn't say anything. Just don't go to the dog park.
That doesn't make sense. Okay. Donations. H. Cedilos. Cedilos. H. Cedilos. Thank you for your donation. You can always donate across to us at Brony by going over to BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. It's over there on the right side. And if you like the show enough, you can leave us a little donation. I'm going to be using some of that hot dosh to get to BronyCAN next week. That's going to be crazy. All right. One cool thing time. It's time to go ahead and wrap up the show. Give you one hot piece of hotness that you should enjoy. And tell you what, I'm going to need to make a post about this so people know. But you remember just a little while ago, I was mentioning that the tabletop session would be nice if it was uploaded to YouTube. Guess what it is? I find out mid-episode it actually is uploaded and is there. So I've included the link in the one cool thing to the tabletop episode, Savage Worlds Movie Film for Friends 5 with Mike.
Yes.
And you can go check it out. It is full video. It is everything from it. It is 8, I believe, 30-minute clips. And if you really want to watch, you can watch us all be stupid and play tabletop and get abducted by Luna. Aliens stuff.
Yep.
That was and watch Mike be the most insufferable spoons player on the face of the planet. Oh God, the spoons. We got so derailed that entire show, but it was so hilarious.
Yes, it was pretty funny.
All right, Sandy, what do you got?
I have something that's not pony related at all. It's called MTB Freeride. It is a first-person mountain biking game that looks really pretty fun and crazy. I linked a video that basically demonstrates the game and looks pretty fun. and it's free to play. It's free to download. It's not a free to play game. It's just a game that is free. And it looks pretty crazy. I've been very busy this week and haven't paid that much attention to Pony.
Have you?
Yes. So yes, that's pretty cool. First person biking into trees, and then your body bounces.
Ouch.
First person. Yikes.
That seems a little much.
Well, it's certainly better than doing it yourself.
Yeah, don't do that yourself. That sounds kind of painful too.
Yeah, bouncing off of trees at high speed and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our cool things this week. Go check them out. And, you all are clamoring for the tabletop, so go check that. And you know what? That takes us to the end of this episode. Yay.
Yay.
Next week is going to be weird. Sandy, what are you going to be doing?
So next week, you're going to be up at Sac Brony Expo or BronyCAN.
No, not BronyCAN. BronyCAN. I'm going to be up there.
BronyCAN, and then the week after that, you got Sac Brony Expo.
No, Sac Brony's next month.
Okay, I need to check our guest list.
Yeah, because next week is BronyCAN. Next month is Sac Brony Expo on like the 15th, I believe. Whack. 14th. Okay, so Sac Brony Expo on the 14th. Then, and probably between the time of BronyCAN, I'd like to see if we could get a tabletop in. So maybe the week before or the 31st, see if we can tabletop.
Yep.
And then, do you know anything about your cons, the dates for yours that are coming up?
Nightmare Nights is November 8th to 10th, 2013.
What about, DerpCon South? Question mark.
Oh, yeah, DerpCon South, I haven't heard much from them lately.
Yeah.
I might just let Spaz be my agent down there.
Just have a Confederate.
Yep.
Yeah, probably the best. All right.
I am set up for a Brony Fanfare, though. I got my room and all that settled, so I'll be at the hotel and have a room, and it'll be Bronyville, DHN, and Equestria Daily members all in the same room. Oh man!
Get your knife. Fights will break out.
Oh man!
Friendship fights will break out. All right, so next week, as you said, you're going to still do something here. I'm going to probably be live and in charge for 2 days over at on the Ponyville Live service. So if you want to go check out Ponyville Live, and you'll see my stupid face there talking to important people, going and interviewing tons and tons of people. So I'll probably have a good spread of interview stuff to bring back to you guys. Really looking forward to it. We've got going to have actual time to interview people like Tabitha that I've never actually had the ability to talk to. So that'll be fun. And then what are you going to do, Sandy?
I'm going to, I'll do a show. And actually, all right, this is something we're going to do. We're going to have our Minecraft server set up. We're going to be running Ticket. And we can do some Bronyville server stress testing. I will give people guns. It will be chaos.
It will be. All right. Well, that sounds good. You can go nuke a server a few times if you so feel like it.
Yep.
All
lava
right.
buckets for every pony.
Every bucket. Summon more lava. Every lava. All right. Well, cool. So you can go check that out. So that'll be here next week. Sandy will do a little something, and there will be some Minecraft. I will be, as said, over at Ponyville Live probably all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So catch me over there working with Silver and other crew on that. As for the show, it's time to go ahead and bring it to a close. Thanks again to Ted for coming in and talking about the comics that he's made, the one upcoming, and just being a generally cool guy to talk to. It's great that I really enjoyed finding out that they had utterly no idea why Twilight was not in the world. Crazy. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And always, I have to thank Thunderbringer Sandy.
Count on me.
I do. And all of our fans, be it those in the Justin TV room, thank you. You're cool folks. And any of you that are listening to this podcast, be it on iTunes or downloading, or I don't know, if you just stumbled across this file, if this is 1,000 years in the future from Scootaloo's spider spaceship, that ascended, we like you too. Anyway, you can go find us. You can find us over at BronyShow.com and BronyvillePodcast.com. You can email us over at BronyVille@gmail.com. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific, at Justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. Leave us iTunes reviews. We've got to fight this Night Vale thing, I guess. So, anything that you can do to keep us up there and keep us in the rankings, we appreciate. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's at Chef Sandy.
I am part of the Bronies of Northern California.
And I'm Brony, North Texas.
And conventions. I'm going to be next week at BronyCAN. After that, I will be at the Sacbrony Expo next month. And then the next con will be Nightmare Nights Dallas.
Ooh. PonyCon wise, I'm going to be at Brony Fan Fair. Probably maybe DerbyCon South at this point. Haven't heard too much from them. And Nightmare Nights Dallas, obviously. There's also going to be a weekend where I'm going to be at Anime Fest. That'll be interesting.
Animu.
Yeah, they haven't. I'm trying to get a table for the con, and they've not responded to the 3 or 4 emails I've sent their way. So I'm just going to show up, buy a badge, and directly distribute flyers to people. Because they're jerks and didn't want to talk to me.
I haven't heard much out of Unicon this year. And with that, we will... With that, we'll go ahead and bring this con to... this show. We'll bring this show to a close. Thank you all for listening. We love you all. We will be back, Sandy will be back next week. I'll be bringing you hot material from BronyCAN. From PonyCAN. From BronyCAN. From the can, straight from the can. Open up a brand new can of pony. Yeah, wait, no. All right, we'll go ahead. Yeah, really. Most loose cannons starry over there. All right, let's go ahead and take this. This has been episode 119. We'll catch all you ponies next week. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios. Hit the button.
With you by your side, with your roses, happy nights, within your heart, chapter's eyes. Rose like you're beautiful, your heart's unbreakable. Rose like you're beautiful, your heart's unbreakable. With you by your side. With you by your side.